Across the U.S., there are certain cities and even states that are intrinsically tied to farm commodities. You hear Idaho, you think potatoes. The city of Vidalia, Georgia immediately brings to mind onions. Here in Alabama, Chilton County is synonymous with peaches. And further south, the city of Slocomb is famous for tomatoes. And they grow gobs of them at Aplin Farms.
Aplin Farms is a four-generation family farm. We've been growing tomatoes since 1952. My granddaddy grew his first tomatoes that year.
Back when the Aplins were part of creating the Geneva County Growers Cooperative in the 70s and 80s, they were growing 200 acres of the iconic summer fruit. Now, they've scaled back to less than 20 acres.
10 or 11 people are the only ones that are still growing tomatoes in the Slocomb area. Of the original 20-something tomato growers that were in the Slocomb area, there's only 2 farms left. There's us and Mr. Bedsole.
Once available in grocery stores across the Southeast, Slocomb tomatoes are now marketed closer to home. The best place to find these garden delights? Try farmers markets or straight from the farm.
Buying it locally, always just like anything else, it's going to be the freshest you can get. The average time of most produce in transportation from the farm to the grocery store, I think they said is 17 days now, where mine is maybe 17 minutes.
Fresh is certainly best, but the question remains, just what is a Slocomb tomato? The answer, it's simpler than you might expect.
Slocomb tomatoes are grown in Slocomb, Alabama. That's it. Do we do anything special? Yes and no. You know, the biggest thing is we pick them fresh. They're picked by and right. They're packed in the field, what we call field pack. They're not run across a machine, which reduces bruising. If you get a local tomato, if it's local from anywhere else, and that's what folks are used to eating, and their taste buds are connected to, that's what makes that product or that tomato special.
Like all good things, Slocomb tomatoes don't last. They're only available for a season, so don't be fooled by early imitators.
Mainly June and July is tomato season in Slocomb. If you see a sign in front of somebody's produce market anywhere in the Southeast before the 1st of June, you need to question them on where that tomato came from, because it is not a Slocomb tomato. I was accused of being the Slocomb tomato police one time, because I have no problem pulling over at a roadside stand in the month of May and asking somebody why their sign says Slocomb tomatoes.
While summer is tomato time, there is always something to do at Aplin Farms. Growing fewer acres of tomatoes has allowed them to branch out into other fruits and vegetables, over 200 varieties. And if you want to get your hands dirty, you can with U-Pick.
If kids pick their own food, they're more apt to eat and try those foods or try those vegetables than they are if you just put it on the table and say, here it is. And that's what people are coming out to the farm for, is not only the quality of the product, but the experience and the information that they can get about their food.
John mentioned there that one of the benefits of visiting a farm is that a farmer often knows the best way to prepare the fruits and vegetables they grow. So can you guess his preferred preparation for tomatoes?
Knowing the good old Southern boy that John is, I'm going to say tomato sandwich.
And that's exactly right. And in case you're not familiar, that's just 2 good slices of bread, a good mayonnaise, and a ripe tomato with salt and pepper. Now, John did not venture into the mayonnaise debate. So whether you go for Duke's or Bama or Hellman's or something else, that's up to you.
Wise choice. Now, if your travels rarely take you down Slocomb Way, don't worry. You can still find farm fresh tomatoes near you, along with a ton of other farm fresh products if you visit sweetgrownalabama.org.
Stacy Little is up next with a cheesy, crispy, bacony breakfast dish.
Welcome to Alabama's Smart Yards. Today, Mallory, Kelley, and Mike Forster will build a basic raised bed garden.
Raised bed gardening is a convenient way to produce homegrown vegetables. It's the perfect alternative for people who have limited space, poor or rocky soil, inadequate soil drainage, or physical limitations. The cost associated can vary greatly depending on the materials you choose. Old railroad ties, landscape timbers, stone, or decorative bricks are commonly used materials to hold and raise the soil 6 to 12 inches. Today, Mike and I are going to show you an easy and economical way to create a 4 by 8 foot raised bed in your backyard. Your beds can be as long as desired, but only make them 3 to 5 feet wide so that you can reach in from each side without having to step in the bed. You will need 12 landscape timbers, 4 of which cut in half, 42 6-inch galvanized nails, some roofing nails, a roll of 12-inch wide plastic, a drill to pre-drill holes, and a saw. To assemble the bed, orient the placement of the timbers lengthwise east to west. Stack the 4-foot pieces on each end until you complete the rectangle. Interlink the timbers on each corner, lining up the poles as you go. Insert the 6-inch nails to the poles every other layer. Spray the ground inside your frame with a herbicide product. Wait approximately 10 days for the weeds to die. Tack the plastic in the inside with the roofing nails to keep water and soil from seeping out of the cracks. Now fill with garden soil or compost and you're ready to plant.
What we eat, what we wear. It all starts somewhere. And if it's good, it usually starts with a farmer. And that somewhere is right here in Alabama. In a field, in a barn, on a tractor. Right now, there's a farmer starting something good for all of us. And it all starts right here in Alabama.
There's no such thing as downtime when you own a farm. This is your land. You tend it and try to get the most from it, no matter the weather or time of day. It's been that way for generations. And for generations, your local quality co-op store has been there for you, with a full range of agriculture supplies and services, from feed to fertilizer, seed to grain storage, and the right hardware for any application. You'll always find what you need, plus friendly, knowledgeable advice at your local quality co-op store. There's one near you.
For more Simply Southern, follow us on social media. And while you're online, visit our website, simplysouthern.tv.net. Simply Southern continues in a moment.
Sweet Grown Alabama, we just saw it as such an amazing platform to be able to market for farmers and small Alabama businesses.
Being a niche producer, a commercial mushroom laboratory, it's very important that we kind of get the word out about who we are. And Sweet Grown has been monumental in helping us do that.
I think just support your local community, your neighbor. That's the backbone.
Discover what's growing in your neck of the woods at sweetgrownalabama.org.